3L flies. Appreciate you guys coming over. I know you got a booth right over on the other side. Talk about how you got started doing flies.
Well, when he's into it big time. I remember we took him fishing when he was a kid. We would take a diaper bag, fishing rod, and our other stuff with us. He was been doing it since he was 2 years old. For his seventh birthday, he asked for a fly tying kit, and we came through and bought him that. And then a couple years later, we went trolling with a friend of ours in Olcott, and we looked at the flies, we looked at the meat rates they were running, and I said, hey, I think you could tie these. And we kind of figured it out as we were going, a lot of trial by error, and here we are, maybe 2 years into it, seriously, and he's loving it. He'll fish every day. Probably fishes 300 days out of the year, I would give it. Whether it's on the lake or in the streams, he's nonstop.
Where do you guys live?
We live in Burt. We live in Burt.
In Burke?
Burt, New York.
Burke, New York. All right. So you've got access to the water, obviously. How far is it from the house to getting on the water?
Like a 5-minute drive.
5-minute drive. Tell me about what you're running. What kind of boat you going out there fishing?
I mate for Vinny.
Okay.
We have a 27 TR that we fish.
Very cool. You're mating for Vinny. We had Vinny on here last night. He should have brought you guys over here. Oh, that's cool. What's that been like for you?
I love it.
Yeah. And we had another guest, Nick, on here last night who got his start mating for Vinny. So is that kind of, you want to follow the path of Nick?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that's cool. And you got two guys there then that you can learn from all the time. Tell me about what you've learned from those guys.
I've learned a lot. There's a lot of stuff that I've taken from them. Smaller stuff, a lot of smaller stuff, and some big stuff as well. Just especially filleting fish. I've learned a lot from filleting fish.
Those guys really love fish.
Yeah.
He's very meticulous, checking lines, making sure knots are right, making sure leaders aren't frayed. I noticed that just being what he's picked up from that, and just being real meticulous, real careful, and real precise in what he's doing.
All right, well, let's talk about the flies. You guys kind of got into a little bit about how it started. What are you doing right now? What's the product line like? Do the products for it?
We're selling meat rigs, coho flies, and just flies.
Okay. What's the difference between tying a coho fly and just a regular fly?
Well, the flies are made for kings, and the peanut flies are just smaller, and they're just like a treble hook with a bunch of material on it.
So when you're making those, is there anything different other than just the size?
There's a little bit difference, but not too much.
Okay. What are your kind of top colors? What's the big seller?
Green, glow, and black.
Yeah. You got fancy names for them, or are they just green glow?
Yeah, we got some fancy names.
Talk about the names. That's the whole fun part of this thing.
Some of them have names. The boys name them. We'll give a test fly or a meat rig to our friends down in the harbor, and say, can you run this? And, yeah, we'll run it. And usually, whatever that pattern is becomes that guy's either nickname or his boat name. Usually like that. The boys come up with something too, which is unique to say the least.
Yeah.
But we have a few that are pretty comical. People know who they are.
Let's hear them.
We have the Alcott Homicide, the Alcott 187.
Okay.
We like to keep. That's where we're from. We're very proud to be from that area of the lake and where we fish. We have a big sexy rig, which is named after a friend of ours. A hotline rig, which is named after another friend of ours whose boat name is Hotline.
Okay.
What's the other one? Oh, the Hog. Hog is named after Jimmy Gordon. Was the first person to ever run one of our rigs, and he told us what colors he wanted, and he still runs that same rig to this day. The rig's probably 4 years old, and he's still running it. it was that was what when we kind of made up our mind that yeah, we can do this, and make it successful. It's been fun. It's been really good. It's a good hobby to have.
Yeah. You were telling me a little bit earlier today how you got the name 3L lures or 3L flies. Can you go through that?
It's well, we have three boys, Logan, Liam, and Landon. Logan's the oldest. He's 14. Liam is 11, and Landon is 6. So that's where the 3Ls comes from.
The other guys putting in work in, or is it all you?
Me and him.
It's the two of you.
It's mostly him and I. Liam will help us package stuff. He's not too keen on tying right now. Landon wants to get into it, and we try. We walk him through it and help him out. And he does get into it a little bit, but he's going to start. I would say soon. Yeah, right, no, maybe 2 or 3 more years. Landon will be able to do what Logan's doing. It's good. They like it. The boys love it. They get real excited to come here. This is kind of our big event for the season, and yeah, they're all excited. Very much excited.
So those guys don't want to put in the work, but do they like to fish? They go fishing with you?
Landon's he loves fishing.
Yeah. Liam's got other interests.
Yeah, Liam likes sports. He plays basketball and football, and yeah, at 11 he likes girls quite a bit too. So yeah, we're dealing with that. I'm not really sure. This is kind of a new thing for me,
Right.
as a parent. But yeah, he's a riot. But he will tournament fish with us, and he looks forward to doing stuff like that. The other end of it, he's not so keen on. But no, he'll just go out and fish and catch fish, and they act like it's no big deal, and we get mad at him because he catch fish just the same as we do it. We're putting in all the work, and it's easy for him.
So you guys do some tournament fishing, and you're right there with Vinny, and Vinny likes to tournament fish. Tell me about some of the stories you got for tournament fishing.
You want to tell it? Or you want
Which
me to?
one? You want to know the broken leg one?
We got a couple good ones. Last season we fished with our buddy Bob in the Orleans Open. Bob's the charter captain, so we fished the pro side. First day was not good for us. I don't even think we went to weigh in. Second day we were mostly looking for just a redemption box, maybe look like we knew what we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
We got to our spot. By like 8:30 we had 5 kings, and 8:45 we had our first steelhead on. And were you fighting the fish, or was
I was fighting the fish.
I was netting the fish, and I said, "Hey, can somebody grab this wire diver?" Somebody grabbed the wire. Bob came out from behind the wheel to get it, and he kind of, I'm not sure exactly what happened. My back was to him, but he fell. He went down hard. Ended up that he broke his leg, his right leg, in both spots, both bones in his lower leg. And I thought he just rolled his ankle. So I was like, we're all right. So when he got to the cat, he crawled back to the captain's chair, got up and in it, and swelled up at like a weird spot. It wasn't like a sprain. He said, "Hey, can you hand me the garbage can? I think I'm going to throw up." And I knew something was seriously wrong. And we strapped some ice around it, and he went down in the cuddy, and we stayed out the rest of the day. He did not want to go back in. He refused to go back in. Asked him numerous times. He said, "No, we're not. We're on fish. We're staying." Worst part about it was, how many more bites we have after that?
One.
We had 1 bite after that. We were 25 miles from the harbor, so yeah, it was bad. He's got a metal plate, a bunch of screws in there now. Still limping a little bit, but he's all right. He'll make it.
Yeah. Sounds like Bob's a tough guy.
He's tough. He didn't quit.
I broke my leg in 2 places. Yeah, let's go. You got 6 fish in the cooler. Let's roll.
We offered it. It was the offer was on the table, but he just did not. He wasn't quitting, so we went with it.
You said which one, so that means there must be another story that you got.
There are some other stories. It was it the Pro-Am?
It was the Niagara County Pro-Am, second day.
Second day of the Niagara County Pro-Am. We have a double He's on the rod. I'm on the rod.
Oh.
Liam's sleeping in the cuddy, and we need somebody to net one of these fish. And I'm screaming, and he will not wake up.
He was Liam had enough, so he was out. And ended up, I told Logan, I said, whichever one you think is the least fish, put that in the rod holder. And we landed both fish, so
Yeah.
it worked out pretty good.
All's well that ends
Yeah.
well. Liam didn't get fired.
Yeah, no, he's still parked.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Anybody have any questions for the Noons here? We're talking 3L flies for a little bit longer. What's your most popular colors? What are people when they come to the store and they're looking for stuff? Yeah, you guys have talked about green. We like greens, but about you got any like really kind of sexy colors that people are really looking for? That green line.
The Big Sexy is a good one.
See, I knew it. That's a green one. What's it got in it? What
It's
makes it special?
green, glow, and just like crinkle flash on top.
The Alcott 187 has been a good fly and a good meat rig too. It's got glow, black, and that same outer flash that the Big Sexy has on it too. So that was a very good fly and a good meat rig.
That meat rig won us big fish in the Wilson Invitational.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That fish was just over 21, I think. So in the spring, that was a good fish. Caught that deep on a was it
450.
450 copper. So yeah, it was a good fish. Good. That's been a good rig all year. And the other one would be it's just a real. Do we name it? It's just a real simple. It's just a green with a mirage on the outside on a deep meat on a diver. That was really good for us this year too.
You guys want to get into a little bit about just how you run your flies when you're out fishing in tournaments? People are thinking about getting into flies. What's the best way to set them up?
It would just be with a flasher off a rigger or a long line, lead core, or down on a diver.
Pretty much any way you want to set them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can run those. We'll run meat on our riggers. We'll run them on our deep divers. We'll run them up high. I know a lot of guys I've heard that don't want to run rotators on lead core. We have pretty good luck doing that. And it's all about your leader length, I think, especially on your dipsies. How long the leader you're running from your dipsy to your actual paddle. We run them. We don't run them like Lake Michigan long, like 30 feet, but we'll run them 12 to 15 feet some days. Other days they'll be 8 feet. Just all what you see what the fish want, what the fish are doing, and just try to mimic it from day to day. But our fly length is usually probably 18 to 24 inches off the paddle, off the spin doctor or paddle that you're running. We've been successful at that too.
You guys normally run spin doctors or what other paddles? Do you like?
Spin doctors. We'll run just big 11-inch paddles. Usually, when we're tournament fishing, we'll put a big paddle in the middle. But usually, I think that helps attract fish to you, bring it into your spread. Yeah, that's about it. We run a lot of spin doctors. You can never have enough spin doctors.
Do you try to match up the color of your paddle with the fly, or are you looking for contrasting colors? How do you do that?
You want to look for. I look for just glow usually, and I like to match them.
Match them?
Yeah.
We'll even buy a spin doctor that we don't have a fly or a pattern for, and we'll tie the pattern to match that.
Okay.
And we don't always sell it. If we have good success with it, we'll sell it. But we have a lot of one-off rigs that we tie ourselves that we have on our boat that match a certain paddle that we have. Every paddle on our boat has a fly or a meat rig already on it, so we switch to that.
Let's get into that a little bit. When you guys are testing these things, you come up with a new pattern, you put it together, you put it on the boat. How many of these things get out on the boat? You guys use them, but they never see the store.
There's a few of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they're good, we'll sell them.
Yeah.
But if
Right.
they're, I mean, we're not. If it catches fish, we want to sell them. We want guys to catch fish on our rigs. We're not going to be secret about it at all. But yeah, we have some that we're like, hey, maybe this will work, and then if it doesn't work, then it's still on the paddle. It's still in the cuddy somewhere. We'll run it here and there, but we usually try to. If we have success, we'll get it out there and get it back to people.
You don't have to give out your secrets or anything here, but like, what's the recipe for making one that's like, oh yeah, this thing is going to be the thing. When you're making one, you know, what's typically in it that you're like, this thing's going to be
Glowing green.
glowing green,
Flashing green.
flashing green.
We're on the west end, so there's green is a pretty popular color.
Yeah.
We don't fish a lot of blue. We do have a lot of blue rigs that we do run, but green seems to be the key to almost everything at that end or under the lake.
All right, let's. We got a question here from Glenn. Glenn wants to know the purple flags work for you guys in Alka.
We have one meat rig that we tie that has purple in it that produces fish. I think the purple is more or less a
Fall color.
it's more of a fall, late summer fall color.
Okay.
But we do have some.
Do you think that green being the color it is just the stain in the water?
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. It's coming out of the river and getting their color from that.
This might be somebody you guys know.
That's
Nooner 54.
That's Liam. He's watching us from the.
Liam.
Yeah.
Liam's like, let's get to selling these things,
Yeah.
baby. He goes, where are these flies and rigs available? We had it up on the screen a little bit ago, but your website is 3lflies.com.
Yep.
You're here at the Niagara show. Do you guys do any other shows?
This is our only show
Okay.
that we do. It's local. It's kind of I would consider it our hometown. We can get our flies and our meat rigs at the Boat Doctors in Elcott. Captain Bob is putting a pretty big order in again this year, so Captain Bob should have them. We tie a lot of teasers for John Ross at Route 18 Tackle. We have a couple guys in Wisconsin that we tie coho flies for.
Oh, yeah.
So they're
Orange?
No, you know what? It's weird. They don't want anything orange.
They must have enough orange already.
Yeah, it's they have they all want rubber legs on their coho flies, which is something that is just completely new to us. And a friend of ours, Steve from Chris's Fishing Tackle, called us and said, "Hey, can you guys tie these?" I didn't know what he was talking about. So he mailed them to us. We copied them, and he's been selling those quite a bit. He told me they sell out as soon as he gets them in. It's Mirage with this green rubber leg with red speckles in it, and I guess it's a big deal out there, and we haven't seen much luck with it here.
Yeah.
It's just different how the lakes vary and what fish eat.
Everybody I know there's running orange.
Yeah,
Just
we
assume, you
sell
know.
we sell mostly just orange or just a straight Mirage.
Yeah.
There's a dark green and a copper and a dark blue and a Mirage that we sell a lot of.
All right, one more question from you guys from our audience. Jim Lemon wants to know, what do you use to control line twist?
The drugs is what they did.
We have we use primarily Dreamweaver swivels, and we have swivels on everything. And they hold up. The line doesn't twist. We don't get any twist on just about on anything really. Leads or I think he's probably looking more towards like a Don rig maybe. Just as long as you have good swivels, you got to have good terminal tackle for your stuff to fit swiveling on it. That's big. And we use just primarily all of our swivels are from Dreamweaver.
I live in Rochester.
Very good. Well, thanks so much, guys, for
Thanks for
coming
having
on.
us. Appreciate
Kevin
it
and
very
Logan,
much.
appreciate you guys. Go to 3lflies.com if you want to check out what they've got, and they'll get you set up. And have a good rest of your shoot.
I appreciate it. Thank you.